Okay, in this section, we're going to talk really about how to write to appeal to skimmers, that vast majority of people that will skim through our content and just look for those bold highlighted items, the bullet points, okay, the main benefits, all right, and how we can use that to our advantage. Now, what we'll cover in this lesson is exactly what bullets are and the best usage, okay, how we can implement them, and the ideal number to include on your lead generation page. Now, what is bullet power? Well, I joke with the term power, but these points are really as important as subheadlines, okay? They need to be visually impactful, okay? They need to stand out. They need to be a little bit larger or in bold font or a combination thereof. And they also need to be benefit-based, okay? More words isn't necessary. Less words is more powerful, but they need to stand out visually and really draw people in so they can see what they're going to be getting out of your program. Now consider an example, just a screenshot of a squeeze page. And what you'll see here, what I really like about this is 3 main bullet points. And look how they're highlighted there with bright red tick marks, and the information is in bold text. It just stands right out, very short, very brief, very clean, okay? That's one example. Now, compare that to something like this, okay? Now, here's a page that, sure, it may be a little bit more specific, and I understand that, and there's more content to be displayed, but there's just like 7 or 8 bullets on that page. It's just full of text. It's kind of small to read. It's just not as visually impactful. It's not as compelling to a skimmer. Now, if you're a targeted audience, if you're you have a very specific market in mind, then something like this could work for you. However, it's going to really decrease your conversion rate. You might get a more quality subscriber, but your list just isn't going to grow as fast using a page as info intensive as this one is. Now let's look at this. Okay, here's a page with basically nothing. All right, just one great big headline. You couldn't really even say there's a bullet on the page. There's just a headline, maybe a bit of a subheadline. You could consider that the bracketed content at the bottom is a bullet. All you need is access to the internet to start. Okay, so let's say we give this one 1 bullet. Now this is one of those super curiosity inducing, very vague, nothing specific being offered, but just, hey, look, get into this, okay? So those are 3 very different styles, all right? Now what's best? I keep going back to this, but it's very important. It's going to depend on your niche. It's going to depend on your prospect base, your target market. And of course, it's going to happen with testing too. You might come up with a squeeze page with 4 bullet points and then split test that against one with 2 and find out that one out converts the other, okay? That's how you're going to learn what works best for you. Now, to make things a little simpler, consider a bullet as a sub-headline, okay? It really needs to convey a message all by itself. All right, now always put yourself in the shoes of the reader of your lead page. What is in it for them? Okay, what is in it for them? And then further consider that this person is probably going to be skimming. So make those bullet points stand out and make those benefits stand out in nice bold text. I really like those red check marks, something like that, to really highlight what it is that's in it for the viewer. Now, how to get the best results? The bullet points should work seamlessly with the rest of your landing page and be consistent with what you're offering, okay? You know, we keep going back to this, but it's very, very important. Your lead magnet is the focus. It's the center of everything you're offering, okay? So all the benefits, all of the bullet points that focus on those benefits have to relate to what your lead magnet is offering. Okay, now the headline that we work so hard on is going to make a promise. The bullets have to back it up. Now, how many do we use? Well, I mean, the short answer is as many as it takes to get the message across, but in general, less is more. And what I mean by that is you have to be fairly ruthless in your editing. When you first draft up a lead generation page, you might come up with 5, 6, 7 bullets, and you're going to think they're all critical to get the message across. And then you have to cut that down, and you have to say, well, can I say it in less words? Can I say it in less points? You know, less is more. It's like fields in an opt-in form. The less bullet points you have tends to increase your conversion rate, okay? And the ideal number tends to float around 3 to 5, okay? That's not set in stone, but for most niches, 3 to 5. Remembering that we want all the information to be presented on a page without a user ever having to scroll down. Okay, so if that works easier for you, if you can just be limited by the space available on a computer screen, use that as your guideline. What can you fit into that screen? How can you make it visually appealing? All right, once you make people scroll down, you're dropping subscribers. Okay, that's just how it goes. Remembering again that this is just one element of a high converting squeeze page. All right, we've got headlines, we've got load time, we've got subheadlines, we've got the calls to action, which we're going to get into, we've got the opt-in forms we've talked about. Bullets are key, but they're one key. Okay, we want to use them collectively with our subheadlines and our calls to action, and we want to minimize info overload. If you can say something in 2 words instead of 3, do it. All right, if you can go from 5 bullets to 4 and get the same message across and still invoke that curiosity, do it. Okay, it's always about being as brief as possible in a lead generation page. Now, to move forward, what you need to do to make this work for you is to determine the 3 to 5 most important benefits of your lead magnet. What are people going to be able to get out of using your product? All right, 3 to 5 things tops. All right, 2 to 4 even better. And then assemble some proof of each benefit. Okay, we talked about this before with social proof and testimonials. Try to get some that relate to each benefit. Okay, yes, I got my dog Fido to roll over in 3 days or less using this training. Yes, I was able to generate $125 from scratch on eBay using this training inside of 7 days. This is the type of proof we want to assemble, because a bullet point, as we talked about in our testimonial section, a bullet point can simply be a testimonial. All right, and sometimes that's the most powerful one to use. Okay, so get cracking on determining the biggest benefits and finding the proof to back those up, and that'll go a long way to increasing conversions when it comes to building your list.